भगवत भक्त जनार्त्यन्तः पितृत्वमन्येषु विचायतोर्णम् स्तंभे अवतारस्तमन्य लभ्यं लक्ष्मी नृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये अहोबिले कारुडशैलमध्ये कृपावसात् कल्पितसन्निधानं लक्ष्म्यास्मालिङ्गित वामवाहं लक्ष्मी नृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये वेदान्तदेशिकेन्द्रकटाक्षलब्धत्रय्यञ्जशारमणवद्य गुणम्बुधाग्रयम् नारायणादितिदुर्यकृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरङ्गनादितिशेखरमाश्रयामः वात्स्यश्री कृष्णसूरीन्द्र पदपङ्कज षट्पदम् अनन्तपद्मनाभार्यं भारद्वाजमहं भजे श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदाहृदि शतवकमणिनीलाचारुकल्हारहस्ता स्तनभरनमिताङ्गी सान्द्रवात्सल्यसिन्धुः अलकविनिगिधाभिषग्भिराकृष्टनादा विलसतु हृदि गोदा विष्णुचित्तात्मजानः. Namaskar to all. So, this very auspicious month of Margazhi, where the whole world is reverberating, singing the glories of Goda Devi, Andal, and her works. We are also making use of this opportunity to reflect on some of the glories of Goda Nachiyar. Talking about Goda Devi is itself an amazing opportunity, because there are, even as Swami Desikan says, there are absolutely no words which is coming out of his mouth to describe the glories of Andal. Goda Devi, as you know, was born or appeared in this material world in the Nandavanam of Periyalvar under a sacred Tulasi tree. So, Periyalvar, one of the Alvars, was deeply immersed in the devotion to Lord, called as Vishnu Chitta, the one who always has Vishnu in all his consciousness. The Vishnu Chitta's garden, Goda Devi was born, or she appeared herself, manifested to bless us all. So, let's take a moment to even reflect who was Goda Devi and what is the reason behind her appearance in this world, and that too in the family of Vishnu Chitta. So, analyzing if you want to look back into the roots of this, we have to not just from the days of Periyalvar, we might have to go to a few yugams behind to what happened in the Krita Yuga when Lord took the avataram of Varaha. You know, talking about the 10 avatars here: Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Srirama, Balarama, Krishna, Kalki. So in the Varaha avatar, as you might know the story, so the Lord appeared as a giant Varaha, rescued Bhumi Devi from the deeps of the ocean, killing the demon Hiranyaksha who kidnapped the Bhumi Devi. Mama, namaskar. Hello, Karma. Namaskar. Hello. Chalu kar. So, Varaha Perumal, once he imagined the greatness of the avatar of Varaha Perumal, is kind of beyond imagination. Okay, Varaha is actually a wild boar. Okay, but how big a boar can be? What is the biggest thing that you know?
You can take.
Yeah,
One of you can open your mouth and
You can see
Yeah.
Mont Blanc, right?
Mont Blanc?
Mont Blanc.
Can you imagine animal as big as Mont Blanc? Yeah? Or bigger than that? But you know how big was Varaha Perumal? So because the appearance of Varaha Perumal was that the entire earth as you know now, the big ground earth was submerged deep, and he appeared as a boat to lift it up from the deep oceans and carry it. So imagine if I have to carry this phone, that means if this is like fitting into my palm, I'm able to easily lift it. Imagine someone lifting the entire world. So they say I want to describe the size of Mahavaraha. Varaha such with huge legs. He used to be wearing an anklet, like how we have all the Kolusu. So the anklet, inside the anklets, you will have small gems, which will make the noise as you walk. So Varaha Murti also had an anklet, which also had small gems inside the anklet. One of the gem inside his anklet was Mount Meru. One gem was Mount Himalayas. The Mont Blanc is a gem inside the anklet which was in the leg of Varahadev. Imagine Mont Blanc being a small stone inside the anklet, which means how big must be the anklet? Then how big must be the leg to which the anklet was fitted? So that was the size of Mahavaraha. So this Mahavaraha Murti, he took Bhumi Devi, put her on his lap, and then said, okay, everything is over, the fight is done, Hiranyaksha has been killed, Bhumi Devi rescued. She was like, okay, now you relax, are you happy? Take rest, good. And Bhumi Devi was like, no, I'm not happy. So Varaha was surprised. He said, why, how come you are not happy? Because everything is okay, all your immediate troubles are taken care of. No one is going to, I'm here with you, I'll take care of you, you are sitting in my lap. He said, yes, you have rescued me from the samsara, but what about all my children? They are all suffering. So when a child is suffering, a mother can never be happy. Right? When when one of us is sick and down with fever, will the mom be going to a party and watch a movie? Right? So mother will never be happy when the child is sick and suffering. No?
If we have nannies.
Huh? Yeah, nannies. Even then, they'll be half-minded here. So, Bhuma Devi in Varaha Puranam, she pleads that, what is the way out? What is the path for my children to come out of this, all their sufferings? And who are Bhuma Devi's children? All of us. No? So we are all Bhuma Devi's children. And to say that for that, Bhuma Varaha she even asks, says, Aham Shishya cha Dhasischa Bhavata Bhaktya Tvai Madhava Evam me Paramam Gugyam Tvad Bhaktya Bhaktum Margazhi. It says, Lagu Upayam Bada Prabho. Varaha Perumal was giving a lot of his advice and upadesams on what they can do for them to survive and come out of the samsara. That's all very detailed documented in Varaha Purana. Now, how many of us even know there is something called Varaha Purana? Forget even the teachings of Lord Varaha Murti in Varaha Purana. Even Varaha Purana itself is complicated behind things. So Bhuma Devi is still not convinced. Okay, she says, no, Lagu Upayam Vada Prabho. Give me an easy way. All this is all very deep, complex philosophy. It's little bit. Like how we also know from the Vishnu Sahasranama, like how Parvati was asking Parameshwara, yes, you have 1,000 names, but we don't have time to sit and chant 1,000 names. Keno Upayena Ragana, Vishnu Nama Sahasram, Patitam Chodhi Micham Aham Pada Prabho. Give me an easy way to remember the 1,000 names, to reflect on the 1,000 names, and Parameshwara says, Sri Rama Rama Rameti. So it's a chant of the name of Lord Rama. Once that is enough to keep chanting the 1,000 names. So all the mothers are like that. They want to keep pleading for something more easier way to make for the children. So even Varaha Perumal's Upadesams, Bhuma Devi want to ask in a simple format. Varaha Perumal again reassures, gives us the simple upayams, and then he says, I am there to take care of the your children, don't worry. Aham smarami bhaktam. Even if they forget me, I will not forget them. If they don't remember me, no problem. I will make sure I will bring your children out of the samsara. So Bhuma Devi remembers everything. Okay, whatever he said, she kind of makes herself a reminder, puts a knot in her sari, and then says, okay, now I'll have to go on, make sure that my children get this message. Then all you guys go on. Then that's apparently there is no direct way for us to all get the teachings of Varaha Purana. What did really Perumal say? Taya has to say, now yes, Alvars are there, they've been going, they're trying to spread the message, but still it is not getting the effect that is needed. No. How many of us understand who Thirumalai Alvar was? He is not popular apart from a very few people. How many know there is a work called Tiruchanda Virtham or Nanmugan Tiruvandari? But when you talk Andal, everyone knows. When you say Tirupavai, everyone knows. So he wants to bring in that transformation. He wants to bring in that moment. Where he kind of pulls everyone's back. So he said for that he asked his Devi herself to go and bring in the people to her fold in the Bhakti Marga. So we can say in modern terms, they call it like the tipping point, which kind of tittle the scales of Bhakti was one of the birth of Andal, where she was giving us a message of what Varaha Perumal said, in a very, very subtle way. We have discussed in the same gathering in the past on the teachings of Varaha Perumal and some essence of Tirupavai. So when we said this year on how we can reflect on the glories of Andal, one suggestion or a command which was given to me was to reflect on the glories of Andal using the works of Swami Desikan called Goda Stuthi. So that came as I will say a pleasant revelation even to me when this whole discussion came up about a weeks back, because until that time, even though we have learnt and studied Goda Stuthi, I was not looking myself so deep into what was really the meaning of Goda Stuthi and what was the glories of Andal as per Acharya. So this gave me an opportunity to also to go a little bit deeper into the subject and learn in this process. So special thanks to Vaishnavi and Mitra for suggesting that we speak on Goda Stuthi today. So Goda Stuthi is a work of Swami Vedanta Desika. How many of you don't know about Swami Desikan? You watched the movie Gantavataram?
Swami Desikan.
We didn't watch the movie Gantavataram?
No, they missed it. They were
You
in
missed
India.
it? No, we will arrange a special screen.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we should definitely watch it. We'll have one session here
Yes,
in
we
this
can
house, and we'll have
a
a screening of Gantavataram. It's
very
not to
nice.
miss life of Swami Desika. So Swami Desika is one of the biggest acharyas of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya after Bhagavat Ramanuja. He lived about 750 years back. Bhagavat Ramanuja was about 1000 years back. So he came a couple of centuries after Ramanuja, and he really established and spread the Sri Vaishnava Sampradayanam as propounded or as spread by Ramanuja into a further extremes. Swami Desika has composed lots of slokas, both in Sanskrit, Tamil, mixture of Sanskrit and Tamil, and also in the language of ancient feminine Sanskrit called Prakrit. Yes, there is a lot of stotra works, there is a lot of slokas, there are a lot of allegorical dramas, like how we can find from Kalidasa. There are a lot of deep explanatory granthas, ragasya granthas, and so on. Even listing the names of all the works of what was written by Swami Desika is going to take us 10 minutes to tell the names of the titles of the subjects. So that about 100 plus works has been composed by him in his lifespan of about 100 years. So one such Stotra Granthas are usually sung when in terms of praise of the Perumal, when he goes has darshan in a particular temple, or it reflects on a particular episode in the life of the Lord, and he wants to. So there are some of the Stotra Granthas which are devoted to the specific temples. There are some of the Stotra Granthas which are related to the Avataram, and he is reflecting about the how Lord took this Avataram and he did a Stotra Grantha there. There are some of the Stotra Granthas which actually gives us the essence of the philosophy, but in a very easy way for everyone to understand. So because again, philosophy is a very deep subject, but at least through the Stotra Granthas we can learn it easily, and so on. So this Goda Stuthi is a stotra which he composed praising Andal, explaining or to us about all the glories of in the life of Andal. So the story goes like this: when Swami Desikan, Andal, where was she born? Girls, where was Andal born? Srivilliputturu, correct. So Andal, but several centuries back, so there is this big temple of Andal in Srivilliputturu. So Swami Desikan, about 750 years back, or can say 700 years back, in his mid period, so he went to Srivilliputturu to have a darshan of Andal. So he is going there, on this Tirtha Yatra, when he is going to various temples. So he goes there. Andal also, the divine goddess, so she has been very eagerly looking forward for Swami Desikan's visit. So she knew, okay, he is coming, he has come. So Swami Desikan came, he was staying in a house, but he did not go and have the darshan of the goddess immediately that day. Okay, he came in the evening. Why? Because he went on a pradosham evening. It is one of the acharyam of what the elders follow. We wish we could follow a small portion of it. To keep a vow of silence, Mauna Vratam. At least on pradosham kalam, when Nrsimha was born. So that pradosha kalam, it's very important to have Mauna Vratam. So Swami Desikan was also in a Mauna Vratam. So he came, so he said, okay, today Pradosha Kalam, he is in Mauna Vratam, and he can go the next morning to do the Mangala Sasanams of Andal. But Andal couldn't wait. He said, come on. Swami Desikan has come, my favorite child is here. Mother cannot just keep quiet. She said she needs to go and make sure they meet immediately. It happens also. From the days of Bhagavat Ramanuja, there is a story when Ramanuja came to Srivilliputturu, after fulfilling the desire of Andal to offer 100 pots of Akara Vedasal and 100 pots of butter to Thirumal and Chali Perumal, Andal actually came out of the her sanctum sanctorium into the front hall, received Ramanuja immediately, and from that day until now, she is staying in the front hall only. Andal has not gone, when you go to Srivilliputturu temple, the place where we actually worship Andal is not the Garbhagriha, it's what's called as the Artha Mandapa. So like that, when Desikan came, so Andal wants to, she knows he did not come to the temple, so she wants to go. So that is one of the evening parapadu, where they go around the Madhaviti. So Andal says, okay, Desikan, I need to see him today. So the Desikan was not staying in the Madhaviti. He was staying one street away. It so happened when Andal came out, or the temple procession came, there was a death in the Madhaviti, which means the God's procession cannot follow that road. So automatically the temple authorities deviated, changed the route, go to the next street where Swami Desikan was living. So he enters that street. The moment Swami hears the sound of the Perumal's Parapadu coming, he comes rushing out. Andal is there right in front of his house, and immediately Swami composed Goda Stuthi and sings. So Goda Stuthi is It's a very beautiful work of 29 slokas. Yeah, he said Swami Desikan has composed hundreds of works. Forget the number of slokas overall in all these works. There is, we can't even give a specific number there. But in this, he has in all these stotras of Swami Desikan, about 28 stotras. So there is a stotra called Sri Stuthi dedicated to Mahalakshmi Taya. There is also a sloka called Bhustuti dedicated to God Bhuma Devi as Bhuma Devi Swarupa. As Bhuma Devi herself, he did Bhustuti already. That has about 33 slokas. But Bhuma Devi was born as Andal to give us the message of Varaha Purana. So he wants to compose on also Andal when he sees her, but it has only 29 slokas. They say reflect on why. But 29 Swami Desikan, why can't he make a round number? We can make 30 slokas. No. Andal composed 30 Tirupavais. So accidentally also, he cannot cross that. Garhaj Arichanda Yoga Drishyam Saksha Kshamam Karunayam Kamalam Iva Anya Godam Ananya Sharanam Prapadye. Why don't you sing this?
Shri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli Shri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Drishyam Sakshat Shamam Karunaya Kamalami Vanyam Godamananya Sharanam Prapadye.
In Goda Stuti, Swami is going to be singing about various aspects from the life of Andal, and not only from the life of Andal, from her teachings, her Kalyana Gunas, and there are a lot of very deep rahasyas embedded in this slokas of Goda Stuti. It's come on in the latest slokas, it is called as the Vishva Upajivya Amritam. This is the nectar or the essence which we need for us to cross through the samsara. Vishvopya Jivya Amritam is Goda Stuti. Even in the Dhaniyan of Swami Desikan, he says, Sirondru Thupul Thiruvenkadamudayan Parunnu Sonna Padamozhiyil Over Ondru Thane Amayado Tharaniyil Vaalvarkku Vaanera Pomalamum Vaalvu. In all the works of Swami Desikan, forget the thousands of compositions and slokas. We don't need to know anything. We don't need to know everything. But even if we have one prabantham, one sloka, one stotra, or even that one verse of one sloka, or one word of one verse of one sloka, understanding that, reflecting on that, contemplating on that will give us the necessary bhakti to cross this world of samsara. Orondru thane amayado tharaniyil vaalvar. Goda Stuti is Vishvobhya Jivya Amritam. This is the nectar, this is the Amritam which we need to cross this samsara. So Vishnu Chitta, in the Goda Stuti, the first line talks about the birth of Andal. Immediately the second line, Andal is married. We know there used to be a childhood rhyme, right? That someone was born on some day and he got married the next day. You guys know about it? It's not there here. We have it in India. So like that, Goda was born on the first line, Shri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli. On the second line, who is she? Shri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Drishya. Marriage with Lord Ranganatha. Do you know where is Ranganatha? Which temple? You know? Sri Rangam. Correct. So in Tamil Nadu there is this place called Sri Rangam or Trichy popularly. There the Lord is Ranganatha. And Andal was married to Ranganatha. So Andal's birth when we say it's already 30 minutes. So we will say we will again. Goda Stuthi is an ocean, as we say. We're not going to be definitely skimming through the verses today. We're not going to be, but what we will take is we'll at least we can cover a couple of verses. With a limited time, so I'm very bad in my time management. So one of you please prompt me when there is time to stop. I was told that I have about 40-45 minutes, right? So another you'll see what we can do.
40 minutes is funny.
So
when it is interesting, Swami will not interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just continue.
Sri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli. So we know Andal was born to Vishnu Chitta, also called as Periyalvar, correct? So Periyalvar is. Does anyone know what did Periyalvar compose? Pallandu. So Periyalvar said Pallandu to Perumal is when all the other Alvars was thinking about praying to Perumal or scolding Perumal, falling in love with Perumal. He's the only Alvar who started to say, hey Perumal, may you live well, you be good, you take care of yourself. So for that Mangala Sasam he became Periyalvar, and he's the first one to sing Pallandu to Perumal. So with that, Periyalvar or Vishnu Chitta. So in the Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli. Nandana is, we can say, simply a garden in simple terms. But Nandana is also the name of the garden which is in Indraloka. Lord Indra's garden is also called Nandana. So here, again, everything has one simple direct meaning, but when you go deeper, it's got a lot of deeper meanings also. Let's take a little bit of that so that we can reflect. As we said, maybe you don't have to know the 30 today, 29 today. We'll take one. So Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli. So here, in the garden of Indra, they call the garden of Eden in this part of the world. In the garden of Indra, there is this Karpaka Vriksha, the wish fulfilling tree, right? So whatever you ask, Karpaka Vriksha will give. But can a Karpaka Vriksha, if you go and ask the Karpaka Vriksha for a Karpaka Vriksha itself, can it give? But there is one Karpaka Vriksha, when we go and ask for the Karpaka Vriksha, it will give. That is our Perumal. He is the Karpaka Vriksha. He will offer us whatever you ask Krishna, he will give. If you ask Krishna himself to come with me, I don't want anything else, he will come running. So that is Karpaka Vriksha. But when the Lord is the Karpaka Vriksha there, Andal, Goda Devi, Bhuma Pirati is the Karpaka creeper. So because she is not like strong bodied like the tree. That is manly qualities, let it be for the God. But who is she? She is the wish fulfilling Karpaka Koti, the creeper. So Shri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli. So it is not Karpaka Vriksha, it is Kalpavalli. Kalpavalli is Kalpakodi. So this Kalpakodi of Andal was born under a Tulasi tree here in of our Vishnu Chitta's garden. So this Nandana here in our Bhuloka, in the garden of Vishnu Chitta, she was born under a Tulasi tree. But this Kalpaka Koti, but for the Koti to bloom, for it to grow, what is needed? Huh?
Water.
No? Huh? Stick. You need a support. But in the forest, no one is going to plant sticks for the creeper to grow, right? How will the creeper in the forest grow? Guys, How does a creeper grow in a forest? Huh? On trees. Creeper in the forest needs the support of a strong tree and it will climb itself on the tree with the support of the tree to grow. So this Kalpakavalli, the creeper, is also merging with the strong tree of Ranganatha. Sri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Drishna. Ranganatha is the Harichandana tree. So, Harichandana tree is one of the varieties of the Karpaka Vriksha. There is one of the very, very special rare tree which is there in the Nandavanam of the Indra. In the where the Karpaka Vriksha, one of the varieties of the Karpaka Vriksha Maram is called Harichandana Maram. That's why even the word of Harichandana comes here. But he is also the Harichandana has got another different meaning. We'll come into it later. So this Karpaka Vriksha as the Andal, as the Kalpaka Kodi, is creeping along with Ranganatha. Sri Vishnu Chitta Kula Nandana Kalpa. So he says, someone who is always having Vishnu in their Chitta is Vishnu Chitta. He said commonly, it's Periyalvar who's got the title of Vishnu Chitta and Periyalvar's daughter is Andal. Okay? Even more deeply, our elders, Purvacharyas reflected and their commentaries to say that okay, Vishnu Chitta is Vishnu Chitta is not as a single term, but it is used in a plural form here in this verse. It is in Sanskrit, we have the singular, dual, and plural. Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. Here, Vishnu Chitta is in Bahuvachana. Why? Vishnu Chitta is, it is when you say that Vishnu Chitta, Periyalvar's daughter is Andal, known fact. But who has got Vishnu in their Chittas are all Vishnu Chittas, which means all the Alvars are Vishnu Chittas. They are all having Vishnu in their Chittam. And as a descendant of, there are 11 Alvars before Andal, and Andal was there, means in the lineage of all Alvars, in the Kulam of Vishnu Chittas, the Kalpakavalli, who was blooming and she transformed the Bhakti Marga is Andal. In their Kula, Andal was born. It is so Vishnu Chitta as representing all the Alvars together, and all the Alvars asset the strong point. Whatever all the Alvars put together has achieved something. Andal, as a 5-year-old girl, single-handedly achieved as the same effect. Is what also our Purvacharyas say. So she is there, that feminine power is a transformatory point in the Bhakti Marga propounded by the Alvars. When it is, there is also a reflection coming back in resemblance with Ramayana. In Ramayana, in describing Sita, the sloka will be like Janakanam Kule Kirtim. Janakanam Kule Kirtim Akarshayami Me Suta. It comes in the Balakanda sloka. So who is Sita? Who's Sita's father? Janaka Maharaja. Right? When Janaka Maharaja is Sita's father, when you say Janakanam Kule, Janakanam also is referred in Bhagavachana. Why did it say that Sita is the Kula Devata, the Kula girl, in the Kulam of Janakas?
Janaka is the family name.
Janaka is his family name of Sita's father. Janaka is not the first name of Sita's father. All of the entire Kulam is Kulam of Janakas. right? So in that kulam, Sita was born. Like this, in the kulam of Vishnu Chittas, Andal is born. Anyone knows the name of Sita's father? What is the name of Sita's father? Sita's father is Kshiratvaja Janaka. Kshiratvaja is the name of Sita's father. Kshiratvaja Janaka, and his brother is Kushatvaja Janaka. So that's from Ramayana. So here Vishnu Chitta Kula's Andal was born and she was married. Yes. What again, marriage is not like how we say today, in a man and a woman getting married and living their life. It is the marriage of the supreme, in supreme cognizance. It's called Yoga Drishya. Andal, when was the time of Krishna? When was the time of, and when is the time of Andal? But Andal fell in love with Krishna. That is not like any material love. Even if we say if it is Gopikas and Andal and Krishna, yes, we can say the Gopikas fell in love with Krishna. But even then, that is not a material love. That is, it's in Bhagavatam itself, it goes commentaries saying how that is a very supreme kind of divine love and divine consciousness, divine connection as between the Gopikas and Krishna. But Andal and Krishna are like eons apart. They are completely in different yugas. Thousands of years have passed. But Andal's love was there only for Krishna. He says, Mandarkindri pechu padil vaazhavillen kandai. Even if you think about getting me married to a human, I will give up my life. She says, I have born, this body is there, it's only for Krishna. I will not even if you discuss about anyone, forget even getting married, even if you discuss the word, I will go give up my life because my life is devoted to Krishna. So Swami Desikan here says, Sri Rangaraj Harichandana Yoga Drishyam. That is their divine union of Andal and here in Ranganatha, with Ranganatha and Sri Rangam. Again, we look at back history, there will be some definitions, some explanations of Andal's marriage in Goda Stuthi itself. Andal's marriage is visualized by Andal and described by her in her work of Nachiyar Tirumazhi in a verse called starting Varanamayiram, where that itself is more of a yogic marriage which happens between them in the dreams of Andal. But actually, when the day of the Andal's marriage came, she just went fully dressed up as a bride. She was asked by Ranganatha to give into the Sri Rangam, into her Sannadhi. She goes, walks into the Sannadhi, goes to the Garbhagriha, merges with the God. That's the marriage. That has been described as Yoga Drishyam. So that is the divine union of the Lord with his beloved devotee in her Janma, but Bhumi Pirati rejoining back with the Lord. And who is this Andal there? She is embodiment of, she is Bhuma Devi's avatar. Bhuma Devi is an embodiment of Kshama. See, Saksha Kshama. She is not a representative of Kshama. It doesn't mean that you don't have patience. You are patience yourself. Right? We can't say anyone here or anyone that we know who is an embodiment of patience. Whatever you do, you cannot irritate my mom. Mother is an embodiment of patience. Mothers are supposed to be an embodiment of patience. But here, this divine mother, she is patience herself. Whatever stamping we do, Bhuma Devi, but she will also get angry. But when the mother gets angry, it is for the transformation of the child and we cannot take it. Bhuma Devi gets angry is a different story. So here Andal, Saksha Kshama. But not just Kshama. She is Saksha Kshama Karunaya. It is not the question of someone being only patient. Okay, being patient. Okay, you do. It means like I don't care. I've given up on you. Do whatever you want. You can't irritate me because I just don't care. That is also patience. You can't irritate a mother who just says I don't care. But mother cares. Karunayam. Andal for us. And he say when child does something mischievous, father is very, very angry. Okay. So the child says, okay, now comes back from school, messy grades, I'm going to get a earful from my dad. What does the mom do? She says, okay, now fine, you did this, but when father comes from work, you go and tell him like this. She will give him a specific saying, okay, you say this is fine, I did this, I made this mistake. Next time I will improve on my grades. So I'm sorry, this is a step I'm going to do to correct and improve myself for the next semester. Mother will teach the kid on what to go tell the father. She will make the child go, when the child go tells the father, and then she goes back, pleading back to the father. See, he has come and apologized. She said she makes some corrective actions. See, she is so sweet. She has even told you this. So let her forgive her for now. But next time she will improve. Supposedly. Most of the time there is the other way around. So we know. So, but
Should not be family secret.
But here, Andal does the same upakaram for us. When you go to any temple, before we go to Taya Perumal Sannadhi, Andal Sannadhi will be there in a corner on the back side. You go first do a pradakshana. Go see Andal. You can confess everything with her. He says, this is what I did, this is what happened. Okay, Andal says, okay, no problem. By the time you do pradakshana and go, I will go and I'll actually bite his ears. And then you can come and approach. So by the time he gets one pradakshana, she is there. He asks Bhuma Devi right next to the Perumal. He says, come, the child has come, but he has done a lot of sins, but he has come and apologized to you. See, he's come all the way to have our darshan. We'll forgive him for now. Next time he will not be doing anything like this. Abdine Pandradhu, Andal. So that's Shama. Okay, enough 5 minutes. We finish. So I thought we'll do at least 5 pasrams. We've not even covered one. That's all. So that Shama of Andal is, and the Karuna which gives us on us is beyond comparisons here. So that Andal, that Goda Devi, Godam, Ananya Sharanam Prapadhye. I have no other refuge. You are my only refuge. Goda Devi, you are my only refuge. I will, prostrate before you. You take care of me. When we go to the Lord directly, we say, Perumal, Veda says, Sakshot Suryo Ajayita. One eye is Surya, one eye is Chandra. We don't know when we will open the Surya eye and when we will open the Chandra eye. But here, she is Kamala. Kamala, lotus flower, is always cooling, always pleasant. There is no question of an anger, expression of anger by the Taya to us. It's always loving. So even before we go approach the Lord directly, go through Goda Devi. In fact, he further to say that, let me just take 5 more extra minutes. We'll just go to, in the one of the slogas, Swami Desikan says, Asmadrusham apakritau chiradhikshitanam annaya devi dagete yadasau mukundaha tannischitam niyamitas tava mauli dhamna tantri ninada maduraischa giram nikumbai. Swami says, forget us. Swami Desikan says that he has taken a sankalpa. He has a vow. What? I have to perform only sins. He says, I am performing only sins. So in another sloka, Swami says, Ahamasmi aparada chakravarti. If someone who is doing any aparadam, I am their king of the person who does all abacharam. He is also following, in fact, Ramanuja's footsteps. When Ramanuja says, when he is coming to our Sharanagati, Swami Ramanuja, he was saying that, he has performed, for me, whatever, the Shastra says we should not do something, those are things which is most pleasant to myself. Right? When I'm cold, but we don't want to eat ice cream, but that's what we love most. So when he says, don't do something, that is what we love doing it. But when we say what we are supposed to do, we don't do. Akritya karana, kritya akarana, bhagavat apachara, bhagavata apachara, asakya apachara. So Ramanuja lists all the sins that he is doing, he is committed, and then says, Sharanam, Shamastvas Prabho, forgive me, I am at your refuge. But I have done this. That is what is my qualification? So here Swami wonders, okay, we have taken Diksha, Asmakritam, Apakritau Chira Diksha. What is my Diksha? Is the Vrata, no? My Diksha is to perform only Apacharams. That's what I'm doing, but I don't know anything else. I'll keep committing sins. That's what I'm doing all this time. But Lord, who's Mukunda, the Mukundan is, we say, no, he's got one eye of Surya and one eye of a Chandra. That means, by the nature of Mukunda, he is supposed to punish me. Right? Nature of the Lord, he is supposed to punish because I have done sins. Can he say that, no, I did, I had such many bad things, and go to the cop and say, okay, you did all these things, no problem, you go. The nature of the policeman there is to punish, isn't it? The thief. Will thief go to the police station boldly and say, no, I perform all these thieves. This is how much money I looted. Say bye-bye and go out. But here, the policeman says, okay, don't do next time, go. But that don't do next time, go happens every time. Why? Why is that? The Lord keeps forgiving even up to date. It is not that if we go and say apologize today, the child did something mischievous, come and apologize. Will the child not do any mistake next day? We know it is going to happen next day. Both we know and they themselves know. That I am sorry, ma, is meaningless. But still, we keep okay. Be careful, don't do next time. But the father who is supposed to be strict there, even he is very lenient. Why? What is the magic of Mukunda, Krishna forgiving me, loving me every time when I have taken a vrata of doing only sins? I found out the secret. There is a deep hidden meaning behind it. The secret is the Lord is being tied with the mala of Goda. He is a chudik kodutta sudar kodi. You have tied him with your mala, with flower mala, as well as you have tied him with your prabandhams, your varta mala. So all of us have one get out of jail free card, not one, but until the end of our life, for whatever sins that we perform, the get out of jail free card is Tirupavai. We go keep chanting Tirupavai to the Lord. Whatever happens, that is the magic wand to wave. Whatever sins that we are performing, when the Bhakta comes to the Lord's premises, chanting Godas to these Tirupavai, Lord is reminded of Goda Devi, and just because he is wearing the mala owned by him, he says, okay, you have come, you have sinned. I know you will, I can't do anything. Okay, go. With the hope that with the words of Tirupavai with us, with the constant Nama Chintana, Nama Smarana, Vayinal Padi, Manathinal Sindhika, Thumalar Thuvi Thuludu, singing the name of the God, Nama Sankirtana, reflecting on the glories of God, Manathinal Sindhika, offering one archana to God, offering one flower, Patram Pushpam Param Toyam, one flower, one drop of water to God. Poya Pidayum, all the sins that we have done so far. Pugudaruvan Nindranavum, it doesn't mean that we are going to stop making sins. So even all the sins that we will perform in the future. All Poya Pidayum, Andal's words. Poya Pidayum, Pugudaruvan Nindranavum, Thiyinil Dusagam. How does it get transformed? As if a cotton is offered in bonfire. What will happen? Can you find traces of that cotton when you put it in fire? Teenil dusagum cheppu. So that is the power of Andal's words. That's the power of Andal's glory. So this Andal is our ultimate refuge in reaching to the lotus feet of the Lord. So with this, we will just reflect on the Goda's Dhyana Shloka. I will request you all to repeat with me. This Swami Desikan in most of his stotrams in praises of the Lords, because again, when he said Keno Pai Naguna, we can't remember 1,000 names, we just have to remember one name. We can't remember the entire Haigriva Stotra, but if we know one sloka, Vyakhya Mudram, that's a Dhyana Shloka of Haigriva is enough to reflect on Haigriva. So like this, we have a Dhyana Shloka of Goda Devi. So if we can't learn the entire Goda Stuthi, but reflecting on Andal in one Dhyana Shloka, which is enough for us to reach Andal. So we will just repeat this Dhyana Shloka with me and we will conclude the session. Shatamaka Mani Nila Charu Kalhara Hastam Stanabhara Namitangi Sandra Vatsalya Sindhu Alaka Vinihitapi Shrakbihi Akrishta Natham Vilasatu Hridi Goda Vishnu Chitta Atmajanaha. Reflecting on the beauty of Goda Devi, who is embodiment of all the Saundarya Lakshanam, who is as beautiful and reflecting in a kind of the bluish color of how when you break a gem, the blue rays emit out of it. So that is the blue radiance with a unison with Krishna. She emits the same radiance. So that Shatamakan Mani Neela, who is having Charu Kalhara Hasta, the flower in her hand. That Goda, who is very beautiful with all the Saundarya Lakshanam, with a majestic portrayal of Goda Stuthi, Stanabhara Namitangi, Sandra Vatsalya Sindhu. The Stanabhara Namitangi is a description of the beauty of the texture, like in how, which she is there with a kind of very majestic breast, and she is standing, gracing us with the Saundarya Lakshana, whose embodiment of all Vatsalya, that Goda Devi, Alaka Vinihita is Stragbir Akrishnata, who was tied in her Nata with her both Pumalai and Pamalai, to that Goda, who is the daughter of Vishnu Chitta, I prostrate myself and offer my salutation. So with that, let us reflect on the glory of Goda Devi and hope that we will have further opportunities to reflect on the other shlokas of Goda Stuthi, and this is a verse to study a lot more in deeper. So I really pray for more opportunities for us all to learn this together, and we'll conclude with the Taniyan Kavitarkeha Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Vadat Vibhashido Vanda Panchanana Parakramaha Shriman Venkatanatharya Chiram Vijayatam Bhuvi Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha